Everyone wants to be a master of negotiation, and I fully understand. If there's just one piece of advice I could give you for anyone that's gonna buy a house, I've heard that this is very helpful for first-time home buyers, but absolutely more than just first-time home buyers. I've used this for second time, third, fourth, fifth. If you're going to negotiate on a property, which, let's be real, almost everyone wants to, especially in today's day and age. If a house is $500,000, you could absolutely offer $490,000, especially if it's sitting on market for a while, let's just say a month or a month plus. And then especially, depending on what the comps are, how things are priced, etc., you might want to negotiate that down. But what if I told you, you don't have to necessarily decrease the sales price to negotiate? What if you decrease the seller net, and instead of asking for $10,000 off the sales price, you ask for $10,000 up front in seller credit? So I know anyone that's done this, you guys are already smiling because that seller credit can be quite nice. And for anyone that hasn't done this yet, you might be curious, what is seller credit? Well, seller credit is a concession given by the seller to a buyer, where in which they're taking money basically from the back end of the deal and they're giving it to you up front. You are still gonna pay, whatever that amount is. So let's just say, again, that $500,000 example, instead of taking $10,000 off the sales price, let's just say they were amicable to you doing that. Instead of giving you the property for $490,000 and you having to bring, let's just say anywhere between $30,000, $35,000, $40,000, it depends on whatever mortgage program you're using, lender, programs, etc. Let's just say it cost you $40,000 cash to close, upfront money between your down payment and closing costs, and you're getting the house $490,000. That $10,000 is probably gonna give you about $60 to $80, depending on your interest rate, back on a monthly basis, which is definitely cool, depending on how long you're gonna own the property, and especially if you're like a first-time home buyer, or maybe you don't have all of the cash necessary, or maybe you're saving and trying to accumulate cash as much as possible. I have another solution. What if you purchase that property at $500,000, but you get a $10,000 seller credit? So now, instead of paying $40,000 up front to get into this property, you're now paying $30,000. Is that more advantageous to you in the short term than the long? Possibly. And especially depending on what your objectives are, where you are in your earning potential, the economy, what else you have going on in your life. For many people, getting that money up front is a lot more helpful than the saving $50, $60, $80, whatever on their mortgage. Next time you're looking at purchasing a property and you're thinking about negotiating on it, maybe consider, do I actually want to knock money off the sales price, or do I want to ask for seller credit, reduce my cash to close, and then I have more money to either just have, save, put towards the house, put towards furniture, or just overall towards your life? Everybody's strategy and mentality is different, but especially if you're going to be in that house for, let's just say, 5 to 7 years, like the average first-time home buyer is, let's just say 5 years, would saving $70 a month for 5 years actually even earn you back more money than that money up front? Probably not. So this is both not only just the long-term versus short-term play that you have to determine, but also actually a real investment play. Like, does that value of that money now make more sense than futuristically? Only you can decide that. If you're looking for real estate strategy, how to purchase your first house, how to negotiate on property, I'm more than happy to help. My name is Deron Belogan, your first choice realtor. I do this for buyers all throughout DC, Maryland, and Virginia. So if you need anything, have any questions, feel free to reach out. Happy to help.